There's one thing I want to talk about now that Mahito is open to the entire public, and it's pretty short and simple. Mahito is slightly overpowered. Just slightly. The reason why, at least how I see it, though some can disagree on the reason, is his cooldowns. All of Mahito's cooldowns besides Body Repel are incredibly short. They're 12 seconds, which is only about 2 seconds longer than Hikari's cooldowns, meaning that Mahito can use his moves again and again, or pull off combos very consistently without the same downtime that characters like Gojo, Megumi, and to a very, very limited extent, Yuji, suffer from. Now, why is this overpowered, you might ask? Well, it's because unlike Hikari, Mahito doesn't have the same limitations that he does. Mahito's neutral, unlike Hikari's, is actually really good. It's not broken, I have zero problems with the moves themselves, because they all have plenty of counterplay to them, and in terms of how high his combo damage is, it's very average and by no means broken. However, they're still good, unlike Hikari, and he has no limitations on any of his stuff. Mahito has plenty of ways to combo start without M1s, he has 100 HP, so he's not fragile like Yuji or Megumi, his damage is on par with other characters, he has both ranged and close range moves, with 3 of them actually guard breaking, 5 in total guard breaking if you're counting Aerial Stockpile and Chain Whip, though I personally don't, since they're variations on a guard break, plus a special that gives him variations on his forward dash that can help him a lot. Adding on to that, he has 2 combo extenders in Focus Strike and Soulfire, plenty of moves that can hit people on the ground, and just has so many options for different scenarios. Yet, he loses nothing for having all of this, unlike other characters who all have to sacrifice something. Hikari, who has these short cooldowns and consistent damage, sacrifices having basically any kind of neutral and getting a really mediocre moveset for those cooldowns. Megumi, who has a really good neutral like Mahito, trades off HP and has long cooldowns to get that. Gojo has amazing damage and a decent neutral, but he has a weakness in having to rely on wasting ragdoll cancels to do much of anything at all. And while I'm not going to talk on Yuji and Choso, because Yuji is really OP as well, and Choso is early access, so he's not a great comparison balance-wise, you get the point. Every character has to trade something for what they have, and yet Mahito gets to have the cooldowns of Hikari, a decent neutral like Megumi, and doesn't have health subtracted for all of this like Yuji. He can spam moves over and over again, but unlike Hikari, these moves are actually really good. And to add on to that, he has a 45 HP combo that doesn't rely on wasting your opponent's ragdoll cancel. And he can even go further if you do waste your opponent's ragdoll cancel. I actually want to double down on that a bit because it's really important. A lot of characters need to waste ragdoll cancels before they can do high damage, and are held back a lot if they haven't done that yet. Hikari deals low damage if you evasive out of his combos, Yuji is okay but he still loses out on some combo connections, some moves actually get punished for ragdoll cancels like Gojo's Rapid Punches and Hikari's Fear Breaker, and speaking of Gojo, all of his combos rely on wasting a ragdoll cancel. Yet, Mahito can pull off his combos with his first 3 moves that don't need to waste a ragdoll cancel, and again, unlike Gojo, Megumi, or Yuji, he doesn't have that much downtime and can go right back to pulling these combos off because his cooldowns are just as short as Hikari's, with all 3 of his first moves having 12-second cooldowns, compared to Megumi, whose first 3 moves have cooldowns of 18 seconds, 20 seconds, and 15 seconds respectively. I could go on, but you get the point. Mahito's moves themselves aren't really that broken. They're good, but they have counterplay to them if you play around them correctly, just like other characters. However, their cooldowns, and Mahito's ability to pull off high damage combos without worrying about ragdoll cancels, come with 0 penalty to him, unlike other characters that trade off health, cooldowns, or some other limitation unique to them, like Hikari's awful neutral, or Gojo's reliance on wasting ragdoll cancels. He's too perfect of a character. Anyways, I'm ending this video off by asking you all to keep me in check, and let me know in the comments if you have any problems with what I said. The last time I made a video outright calling a character overpowered, it was with Hikari a long time ago, and it was a really stupid take I still regret to this day, where I misunderstood Yuji and Hikari's archetypes and strengths. However, I'm pretty confident in the stuff I say here, though again, there is a chance that I missed something that makes Mahito somehow balanced. But for now, I'd say he's just a bit too strong. Again, let me know what you think in the comments, and if I missed anything important. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, since it really does help a lot. I'm New Eternally, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.